Welcome back to the Ancestral Findings podcast. Today, let's explore the life of Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of the United States. Discover how this self-educated tailor rose to the highest office in the land, faced the immense challenges of Reconstruction, and became the first president to be impeached. Andrew Johnson was born on December 29, 1808, in Raleigh, North Carolina. He was the youngest of three sons, born to Jacob Johnson and Mary Polly McDonough Johnson. His father, Jacob, worked as a laborer, hotel porter, and sexton, and he tragically died when Andrew was just 3 years old, leaving the family in dire financial straits. Jacob's death left a significant impact on young Andrew, who had to work from a young age to help support his family. Mary Johnson, Andrew's mother, worked as a washerwoman and seamstress to make ends meet. She remarried to Turner Doughtry, a man with whom Andrew had a contentious relationship. Due to their poverty, Andrew and his brother William were apprenticed as tailors when Andrew was just 10 years old. The apprenticeship was harsh, and Andrew found himself yearning for freedom and education. In 1824, at the age of 16, Johnson and his brother ran away from their apprenticeship. They traveled through the Carolinas, eventually settling in Greenville, Tennessee. There, Johnson established a tailor shop and married Eliza McCardle in 1827. Eliza was well educated and played a crucial role in teaching Andrew to read, write, and improve his basic arithmetic skills. Andrew and Eliza Johnson had 5 children: Martha, Charles, Mary, Robert, and Andrew Jr. Eliza's influence on Johnson was profound, as she encouraged his self-education and supported his political ambitions. Despite their humble beginnings, the couple worked hard to build a stable life for their family. Johnson's political career began at the local level in Greenville, where he served as an alderman and mayor. His leadership and dedication to public service earned him the respect of his community. In 1835, he was elected to the Tennessee House of Representatives, where he championed the interests of poor farmers and laborers, advocating for public education and opposing the concentration of wealth and power. Johnson's political ascent continued as he was elected to the Tennessee Senate in 1841 and later to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1843. He served in Congress for 10 years, during which he became known for his staunch support of states' rights and his opposition to government monopolies and elitism. In 1853, Johnson was elected governor of Tennessee, where he implemented reforms to expand public education and improve infrastructure. His popularity in Tennessee paved the way for his election to the U.S. Senate in 1857, where he continued to advocate for the interests of the common man. As the nation moved toward civil war, Johnson's loyalty to the Union was put to the test. Despite being a Southern Democrat and a slaveholder, he vehemently opposed secession. When Tennessee seceded from the Union in 1861, Johnson was the only Southern senator to remain loyal to the Union, earning him the enmity of many Southerners but the respect of President Abraham Lincoln and Union supporters. In 1862, Lincoln appointed Johnson as the military governor of Tennessee, a position in which he worked to restore Union control and implement policies to assist freed slaves. His efforts in Tennessee further solidified his reputation as a steadfast Unionist and positioned him as a key figure in the Union war effort. In 1864, Lincoln chose Johnson as his running mate in a bid to appeal to war Democrats and show national unity. The Lincoln-Johnson ticket won the election, and Johnson became vice president. However, his tenure as vice president was short-lived. Following Lincoln's assassination on April 14, 1865, Johnson was sworn in as the 17th President of the United States on April 15, 1865. Johnson's presidency was immediately confronted with the immense challenge of Reconstruction, the process of rebuilding the South and integrating formerly enslaved people into American society. Johnson's approach to Reconstruction was lenient toward the former Confederate states. He implemented a plan that allowed Southern states to rejoin the Union quickly if they swore loyalty to the Union and ratified the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. However, Johnson's leniency angered radical Republicans in Congress, who sought harsher measures to ensure civil rights for freed slaves and prevent former Confederates from regaining power. Johnson's opposition to the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship and equal protection under the law to African Americans, and his frequent vetoes of civil rights legislation led to a fierce conflict with Congress. Johnson's defiance of Congress reached its peak when he violated the Tenure of Office Act by attempting to remove Edwin M. Stanton, the Secretary of War, from his position. This act of defiance led the House of Representatives to impeach Johnson in 1868. He was the first American president to be impeached. The Senate trial narrowly acquitted him by one vote, allowing him to remain in office, but his political power and influence were significantly diminished. Johnson's foreign policy achievements included the purchase of Alaska from Russia in 1867, a move orchestrated by Secretary of State William H. Seward. The acquisition, often called Seward's Folly at the time, later proved to be a valuable addition to the United States due to its vast natural resources. Johnson's personal life was marked by resilience and a determination to rise above his humble beginnings. His marriage to Eliza McArdle was a partnership built on mutual respect and support. Eliza's health declined during Johnson's presidency, and she was rarely seen in public, but her influence on him remained strong. Johnson's character was shaped by his early struggles and his deep-seated belief in the rights of the common man. He was known for his stubbornness, which both helped and hindered his political career. His steadfastness in supporting the Union during the Civil War was commendable, but his rigid views and inability to compromise often led to conflict with Congress and undermined his presidency. Andrew and Eliza Johnson's 5 children had varying degrees of involvement in public life. Their eldest daughter, Martha, served as the official White House hostess in place of her ailing mother. Their sons, Charles and Robert, both served in the Union Army during the Civil War. Tragically, Charles died in 1863 from an apparent fall from a horse, which was later speculated to be related to his struggles with alcoholism. Robert also faced difficulties and died in 1869. Mary, their second daughter, lived a relatively private life, while their youngest son, Andrew Jr., pursued a career in journalism but struggled with financial instability. One of the notable achievements of Johnson's presidency was the purchase of Alaska from Russia in 1867 for $7.2 million. The acquisition, negotiated by Secretary of State William H. Seward, was initially criticized as Seward's Folly, but later proved to be a significant strategic and economic asset for the United States. Johnson's impeachment trial in 1868 was a landmark event in American history. It was the first time a sitting president was impeached, and the trial highlighted the deep political divisions of the Reconstruction era. The narrow acquittal by the Senate underscored the fragile balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. Andrew Johnson's presidency is often regarded as one of the most controversial and challenging in American history. His lenient approach to Reconstruction and his opposition to civil rights legislation for freed slaves hindered efforts to achieve racial equality and integrate the South into a unified nation. His impeachment and the conflicts with Congress overshadowed his presidency and left a lasting mark on his legacy. However, Johnson's commitment to the Union during the Civil War and his efforts to restore Southern states to the Union are notable aspects of his career. His story is a testament to the complexities and challenges of leadership during a period of profound national upheaval. After leaving office in 1869, Johnson returned to Tennessee, where he remained active in politics. He attempted to regain political office and was eventually elected to the U.S. Senate in 1875, making him the only former president to serve in the Senate. Johnson's return to the Senate was short-lived, as he died of a stroke on July 31, 1875, just months after taking office. Andrew Johnson's life and presidency provide a complex portrait of a leader who faced immense challenges during one of the most turbulent periods in American history. From his humble beginnings and early struggles to his controversial presidency and impeachment, Johnson's story reflects the nation's struggles with Reconstruction, civil rights, and the balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. While his presidency is often criticized for its failures and controversies, Johnson's commitment to the Union and his efforts to navigate the post-Civil War era are significant aspects of his legacy. His tenure remains a pivotal chapter in American history, highlighting the deep divisions and challenges that defined the Reconstruction era. Check out these highly recommended books on Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson, a biography by Hans L. Trefousse. This comprehensive biography provides an in-depth look at Andrew Johnson's life, from his humble beginnings to his presidency. Trefousse offers a balanced analysis of Johnson's political career and legacy. Impeached, The Trial of President Andrew Johnson and the Fight for Lincoln's Legacy by David O. Stewart. This book delves into Andrew Johnson's dramatic impeachment trial, exploring the political tensions and conflicts that defined his presidency and the Reconstruction era. The Presidency of Andrew Johnson by Albert Castel. Part of the American Presidency series, this book provides a detailed examination of Johnson's presidency, focusing on his policies, challenges, and the impact of his leadership during Reconstruction. The Avenger takes his place, Andrew Johnson, and the 45 Days That Changed the Nation, by Howard Means. This book focuses on the critical early days of Johnson's presidency following Lincoln's assassination, examining how he navigated the immediate challenges of Reconstruction and his relationship with Congress. Thank you for tuning into the Ancestral Findings podcast. Be sure to visit ancestralfindings.com to grab your free genealogy ebook. Ask for a complimentary genealogy lookup, and sign up for our weekly historical postcard giveaway. A special thanks to our Patreon supporters. Your contributions help to anchor our family tree firmly in the ground, allow our lineage to fly high, and keep our journey through history on the right path. Wishing you a fantastic day and happy searching.